I'm a lifelong Southerner, married to an Indian man who grew up in South Africa during apartheid, and I am fiercely proud of both. If you don't like that, well, bless your heart. I'm Sheryl Parbhoo, and this is Southern Life, Indian Wife. Okay, y'all, you're going to love today's guest, Gina-Ann Riggs. She is a true Southern Renaissance woman who I feel like kind of puts me to shame. She's an actress, a singer, co-owner of a theater outside of Atlanta, realtor, a former teacher, but I think she would agree with me, above all, mom to two amazing sons. I wanted to bring her on because she has a really unique perspective as a mom that I don't. Her oldest son is actor Chandler Riggs, who played Carl on the AMC series The Walking Dead for 8 years. So they really live in the public eye, and social media plays a big part in that. We talk mom to mom about the pros and cons of social media for ourselves and for our kids. And she opens up for the first time about their family's terrifying experience with a sexual predator who pursued Chandler on the internet. I'm really happy to introduce to you Gina-Ann Riggs. So before we get into the topic that we're going to talk about, I need to introduce you to our listeners. So you are a native Southerner. Are you originally from Georgia?
I'm originally from Georgia, from Marietta, just outside of Atlanta.
Okay, so you didn't venture far from home at all.
No, I didn't.
Wonderful.
20 minutes.
Good Southern belle, right? True
Yes.
Southern belle.
Yes.
So you're a former teacher. You are a partner in a local theater company in Marietta.
Yes.
You're also a singer and an actress.
Yes.
And you are also a world traveler.
Oh, yes.
And you are the wife of a teacher and a musician.
Yes.
And you're the mom to two teenage boys. One who is a high school senior.
He's a junior.
He's a junior. Okay.
He's finishing his junior year.
Gotcha. And another who is a pretty prominent actor.
Yes.
Yes. So who is your son?
My oldest son is Chandler Riggs. He was on the show The Walking Dead for 8 years. He played the character Carl. His character was killed off last year.
Oh, that was so sad.
I know. It was. And he pretty much grew up on the show. So it was quite a shock when we found out that he wasn't going to be with it anymore.
Yeah, I can't imagine like a punch in the gut, probably
it was.
Getting kicked out of a family.
Yeah, it literally, that is exactly how I felt. I did feel like we had been punched in the gut because it was not expected. It was not something that we had ever even thought would happen. We thought his character would go on to the end.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it has been the best thing for him. So he's moved on. He's happy now.
Good. And he's definitely grown up in the public eye, right? Yeah.
Yes, he has.
Yeah. And what about your other son, Grayson? Grayson
is a junior and is not interested in acting. He's a sports kid. He is very social, complete opposite of Chandler, which is great. But yeah, so he'll be looking at colleges soon.
Okay, so you get the best of both worlds.
Yes.
Totally different experiences, even though you've got two boys. And isn't that how that always works out?
It is. It's so crazy. Yeah, they both come from the same gene pool and they're totally opposite.
Yep. Yeah, I tried 5 times and I didn't get 2 that were alike at all. Even my twins are completely different.
Crazy how it happens like that.
Yeah. So today I wanted to talk about all of the social media stuff because you and I are both, everything that we do is kind of out there on social media. Your family is out there. And, because of what I do with my writing and the podcast, I'm out there. And we both have these teenage kids that have these varying experiences with social media. And, I just wanted to talk about, how it affects us, all of us, the adults and the kids. And I wanted to say, so I just saw your latest Facebook post and somebody had tagged you in a whole bunch of pictures from a trip to London.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that looks like so much fun. And, I watch you on social media all the time and I feel like I know you better than I really do because we're all out there.
Which is a great thing about social media, but then it's also a little scary.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're the first generation, kids and parents who are living this social media life, and we're all trying to navigate it. None of us really knows what we're doing. We're all hoping we're making the best decisions and not putting too much information out there.
Right.
Because I feel like it helps us in our businesses. people do want to feel like they know you when they're doing business with you.
Right. And no matter what the business is, right?
Exactly.
Real estate, they have to feel like they can trust you.
Yep.
And if you're an actor or a singer or any other kind of business owner,
they want to know what you're doing and they want to know what experiences you've had. But yeah, it's a fine line of sharing too much information.
Yes.
Which is when it gets scary.
Yeah, really. It truly does. So we were talking before about how our kids have different ways of connecting with people on social media. So I was thinking about this a couple of days ago. My 11-year-old plays Fortnite, and I don't think that he has any social media accounts like Instagram or anything like that, but that doesn't mean he hasn't snuck it with a weird screen name. But he's connecting with these people that he calls his friends all over the world. And he was telling me all about his friend in New Zealand and his friend in England. And I'm like, these are not your friends.
Yeah.
Who are these people? What do you know about them? And he's like, well, I just know that they're, 12. Well, how do you really know they're 12? And it's scary.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
And, I have a very scary story that is very similar to that. It started like that.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler, let me give you a little bit of the backstory. When Chandler was, the first season of Walking Dead, it was only 6 episodes. It was filmed during the summer. He was still able to have a normal life.
Mm-hmm.
But the last 2 weeks of filming that first season was the first 2 weeks of school. Okay. And it was crazy. I was teaching school. My husband was teaching school. Chandler was in 6th grade.
Oh, wow.
And it was difficult for all of us, trying to schedule and get friends to be on set with him. And he was missing 6th grade, which, doesn't sound like it should be a problem, but it was a problem for his teachers. It was a new problem. They didn't know how to handle a kid being absent the first 2 weeks of school.
Right.
We made a decision then that we would homeschool him, pull him out of school. We pulled him out of school, I think, in September. My husband was able to retire early from teaching.
Wow.
And, it just made more sense. He had been teaching for 25 years, so it made more sense for him to quit than for me to quit.
Mm-hmm.
So at least we could get some money coming in.
Right.
And so he was homeschooled. He was doing an adult show with adult situations, adult themes. Mm-hmm. There were no more kids on the show in that second season.
Yeah, that's right.
First season, there had been a ton of kids. He was having a great time. Second season, all of a sudden, he's removed from everybody.
And he's 6th grade, and that's that age where they need friends.
He's lonely. He needs friends. He turned to video games.
Uh-huh.
And we knew he was playing video games. We could hear him playing video games. When he was playing the video games, he was communicating with other people from around the world, like you said.
Yeah.
And we could hear him laughing. So for us, we felt like, oh, good, he's got something. He's got a connection with other people now.
Yeah.
What we didn't know is, and let me backtrack also. We had taught him, his school had taught him, don't ever give away your personal information online.
Right.
Don't ever give away your address. Don't ever give away your phone number. He knew this.
Okay. Don't they all? They know the right thing to do. We have
taught them the right things. What we didn't know is that there was a textbook pedophile who was grooming him.
Oh, my God.
What we didn't know was that he had secretly downloaded a texting app.
Chandler had.
Yes. And was communicating with this guy.
Did he think that the guy was another kid?
He thought the guy was another kid. Okay. The kid had told him he was, I think the first age he gave him was 15. He started brainwashing Chandler. We didn't find out until probably 5 months later. When we found out, it had gotten so bad. We found all of the transcripts between both of them, and I won't go into many details, but it was true pedophile.
Wow.
Sexual in nature, and this cult religion that he was trying to convince Chandler to buy into. He even had convinced Chandler that he and Chandler and some other person had lived thousands of years ago and had been the only survivors of something. I can't remember what it was, but that they had been reconnected now, and that this was their destiny to be together again. And that once Chandler was 18, he was very wealthy, and he was going to fly Chandler to Australia, where he lived, and that they could all live together.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it was insane.
That sounds like something from a crazy reality show or something.
Seem real. When we found out, it was during the off season of Walking Dead. Chandler had booked another thing in LA. So he was living in LA with my husband.
Mm-hmm.
My husband found this out. We didn't know what to do.
Right. Uncharted territory for just regular suburban parents.
No idea what to do. And the guy is in another country. So long story short, come to find out he was 32. He did live in Australia. Through Walking Dead, we were able to get in touch with a security person, because normal, like police, we'd ask the police and they're like, well, there's nothing we can do.
Right. Because that's
teach him etiquette, teach him internet, safety. I'm like, we have, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I had to go to the local police because I had some death threats too. And they told me that you have to go to the FBI. They don't even handle anything like that. So
gosh, it's so scary.
It
and then
really
just
is.
The unknown. And then we were like, we don't know if he knows our address. We don't know if he has someone else he's working with in the United States.
Right.
I mean, we had no idea.
All of these questions would come up.
Yeah.
Did he target him because he was an actor, or did he just think he was a random kid?
I don't know.
Do you know?
I mean,
I guess it wouldn't matter for somebody like that as just a target.
He probably knew who he was.
Mm-hmm.
It was, right after the first season had aired. So the show wasn't huge. I don't know, but we did find out that the guy was targeting 3 other boys.
Oh my goodness.
So they thanked Chandler. The Australian equivalent of their FBI came over to the United States and interviewed Chandler, got all of his statements, and come to find out that same weekend that they came over to the United States, the guy in Australia was supposed to have flown a New Zealand kid to meet with him. And they happened to have found out about it in time to save the other kid.
So it was because you guys were able to contact them, and
Chandler was willing to share his story and share everything and turn over all. And
if you guys had not been in the position with The Walking Dead, security help.
Yeah, we were hitting dead end after dead end, and it had gotten to the point where we said, he's quitting the show. It's not worth losing our child.
Right.
And once we said that to production and they got AMC involved, AMC was able to help us find a connection that would work with us.
Yeah. That's a horror story. That's every parent's nightmare.
Yeah. I mean, and we had taught him. We had taught him, and everyone had told him, do not give out information. But, there are evil people out there, and they know how to get what they want.
They're very seductive and manipulative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Have you ever seen, I think it's like a 2020 show where one of the reporters goes out and sets up kids, because these kids have been told don't talk to strangers on the street, and then they have a hidden camera and they will send a stranger while the parents are watching and all of them are watching.
Oh yeah.
And the kids go with the stranger or they talk to the stranger.
Yeah, it's the scariest thing.
Yeah.
I have seen that. It's terrifying, and I don't know what we could have done differently. I guess we're not the parents that grab our kids' phones every night and check everything that they've done, because part of me thinks that kids need to have some independence.
I
Kids
agree.
need to make their own mistakes. But then when there's that kind of thing that happens, you're like, wow.
Right. Yeah.
Should I be the helicopter parent? How could I have done this differently?
Yeah, that certainly makes you question it. Wow. So how did you do things differently with Grayson? What's their age difference?
They're 3 years.
Okay. Or did you do things differently?
Grayson knew enough about what happened. We didn't share all details with Grayson, but he knew enough to be scared.
Okay.
And Grayson has never been quite as involved with video games and talking to people he doesn't know as Chandler has. So we haven't had the same issues with Grayson.
That's good. Different kids, different interests, different challenges.
Grayson's more of a Snapchat, Instagram person.
Okay.
Every now and then, just with friends.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
That seems pretty harmless.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
I know.
Yeah. Does he do is it a Snapchat? Oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called. My kids tell me all these things where they do a snap with one person every day for a year.
Oh, yes.
I can't remember. Do you remember what it's called?
We were on a trip. We were on a cruise one time, and Grayson said, I have to keep it going. I have to get to however many days. I can't remember how many days in a row they had to do it. We're like, I don't know what to tell you. On the boat, you may not have a chance to do that.
Right. Yeah, but that's so harmless and innocuous compared to the other kinds of problems that you've had. Wow. Yeah, I worry about that so much with my kids, and I feel like I am such a worrywart about everything.
Yeah.
And then you raised the concept of, these helicopter parents that monitor every single little thing on their kid's phone and what they do. And I've never been like that either. I feel like it's an invasion of their privacy, but there's got to be some sort of happy medium, because then you run into issues like that. So I don't know what the right answer is for that.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, after that, we said, okay, Chandler, you have no internet connection right now. You need to detox and clear your brain and get back to normal. And so, yeah.
Wow.
He was 12 when all that was going on.
What an education for him and for you.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's just hard to know. It's just so hard to know. And then I don't know if you've had negative experiences on social media, but I have. And so I'm also paranoid that people are going to track me down, and then they're going to track my kids down because of it.
Yeah.
When I had my blog, it's probably about 6 years ago that I started my first blog, Southern Life, Indian Wife. The whole topic about it was just my multicultural family and just stories, sort of inspirational things. And I had pictures of my kids and, pictures of the Indian clothes. And I had so many people that loved it and gave me good feedback. And then one day I got screenshots in email of pictures of my kids from the blog, and they had used their Photoshop or whatever to superimpose devil faces over me and my kids, and murder and die and these terrible things. No reason why.
Wow.
Yeah, scary. And so I had gone to the local county sheriff because I didn't know what the heck to do. And they said, that's an FBI thing. They don't handle that. And I was going to go to the FBI, and then all of a sudden they stopped.
Wow.
So I don't know where they came from or why, but that was a huge rude awakening. Did you respond
to them at all?
No, okay. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't want to give
the best.
Yeah, because I think that they're trying to elicit a reaction. Yeah. But that really scared me to death.
Oh my gosh, of course it did.
Yeah. And so now I wonder, I've got 4 kids that are over 18 and one that's well under 18. And with what I do, I'm always out on social media. Do I talk about my adult kids? Because they've got their own accounts and they're out there, and, kids that age, their entire life is out there. Or do I not? And then do I mention my younger kid or not? It's such a fine line. So do you ever run into that?
Well, okay. So Facebook, I keep it for people that I really know. And then Instagram is all public. So,
okay.
And, I have 94,000 followers, but most of them are like 12 from Brazil because they're Chandler fans.
Right.
So I'm very careful with what I put on Instagram. I'm more free with what I put on Facebook. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I get scolded by my husband sometimes because he's like, don't let anybody know where you are. Don't let people know when we're out of town. And don't be,
that's a big thing.
It is. And I don't think sometimes, and I'll just post. And yeah.
Yeah. Like I've been advised by people, if you go on a trip, put the pictures up after you get back.
Yeah.
But boy, we knew when you were in Germany.
I know, you did.
Yes.
And that was like my journal.
Yeah.
I posted every day so I wouldn't forget what I had done.
And that's such a great thing to be able to do that. It really is. Social media is so great.
It is.
But then we have to worry.
Yes. And I don't know if I just don't worry enough. I guess nothing bad has happened. So I just think, oh, it's fine.
Right.
So that's where I struggle, is how much is okay to put out there about personal stuff and where locations and.
Right. And especially for you guys, because I mean, how many followers does your oldest son have on social media? Millions?
Oh, yes. Millions.
So out of those millions, you know that there is some crazy person that's already Googled your address. And
oh, yeah.
So you have to wonder if anything that you put out there really matters, because they're still going to track you down regardless.
Yeah. And there's no way to remove that.
Yeah.
You know, we have had people show up at our door. That's why we have cameras now.
Oh my goodness.
We had a security system, but now there's cameras with the security system. So I can look at who's out there before I answer the door.
I've thought about doing that too, even though I haven't had any issue with that. I think,
and I think
just
now
a regular person.
The Nest camera is so easy.
Yes.
You know, it's easy to have cameras that you don't have to have like hard wiring anymore. It's easy to have good security now. But, you know, this was before that was invented or was widely known, because I didn't know about it.
Well, you should put it out on social media. Oh, just installed my new cameras, and, you know, security and my personal bodyguards are on call at any moment. Yeah, it's just crazy to know what to do.
It is.
You know, something else that I've always noticed is that people kind of develop this false sense of familiarity with people that are on social media. And I'm sure you guys have experienced that. But I see it in the kids too. They will follow these people and they think that they know those people and they know everything about them. And I think it affects how they learn friendships and relationships. And
I agree. And I see it. Chandler does these conventions where he'll go and sign autographs and do selfies with people, and people will come and stand in line and to meet him. And most of them follow Chandler, and some of them will follow me, and they'll come up and say, I saw your picture of whatever. And I'm like, oh, do you follow me? And it's, I can sense that they feel like they know me.
Right.
And that they're surprised that I have no idea who they are. Like, you commented on my post, and I'm like, oh, I did. Okay.
And that made their day. I'm sure that was such a special thing to
crazy.
them. Yeah.
It's just a weird thing. And it's, I'm sure it happens to everybody, you know, who has people following them that they don't know. It's just weird, you know, to think, okay, this person does know a lot about me because I put it out there.
Yeah. It's my own doing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have people come up to me in Publix. And I have like 2,000 friends on Facebook. I don't know 2,000 people in my life, but I'll have people come up to me in Publix and say, oh, you know, I liked your last blog post, or, oh, I saw that you guys went to New York. How was your trip? And I'm looking at them going, I don't know you. And I don't have any makeup on right now. Why did you come up and talk to me?
Which is always when it happens.
Always. Yeah, the whole makeup thing, it kills me. I need to like be on guard at all times.
I know.
I was trying to do a podcast with somebody just a few days ago, and I was sitting here in my little studio, and it was 7:00 at night. So my makeup had smeared off and I was hot. So I took my shirt off and just had a little tank top on. My hair was plastered because of the sweat. And then we had to FaceTime because we needed to try to figure out the technology. So I'm sitting here and I haven't seen this guy in 29 years.
Oh my God.
And I'm looking down, you know, my big fat middle-aged chin. That was awesome.
At least now you've got your eyelashes.
That's true. I've got my
worry
new
about your
eyelashes.
eyes.
That's right. So, I mean, do you see any other issues that you've run into with your kids on social media, or do you worry about how it changes how they're going to relate to the world? Or do you think it's a good thing for them and how they relate because they're maybe becoming more global?
I mean, I think it's both. I think, you know, now with business opportunities, a lot of it is based on how many followers you have.
Yeah.
And you get more business if you have more followers. You get more business if you're putting out your business doings out there. And even with acting, there's people who have gotten parts based on how many followers they have.
Wow. Well, it's like that with the publishing world too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all very important, but, like I said, there's a very fine line with how much we should be putting out there and what's safe and what's not safe. And I think we're just all learning.
Yeah. It's a learning curve. We're all going to make our mistakes as we go. That is for sure. So speaking of acting, my son is at NYU and he's wanting to be an actor. He hasn't decided if he wants to do musical theater or, try to be on TV or movies, but he did ask me the other day, if I move to LA, you going to help support me? I said, no, probably not. But he's also trying to get that social media following, going too. And I'm like, it's great because he's out there. He's got these little film clips that he's done, and
just
it's getting
being
him that
accepted
fame.
to NYU is great. What an amazing experience for him.
Yeah, it was a terrifying experience. And I remember when he got the acceptance, I texted you and said, okay, you've been in this business. Is it worth it for us to send him there or just like have him go to, some school here in Georgia?
Absolutely. It's worth it. Oh my gosh. I want to live through him. That was my dream.
Well, I was hoping that you would say, no, we should just keep him here in Georgia so he could get the Hope Scholarship. But so thank you, Gina-Ann Riggs. You have cost us $80,000 a year.
Oh my gosh. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but it's worth it.
Oh, wow.
And my Indian husband who says education is everything, he's like, we will do whatever we got to do to put him out there. So yeah, but he's working that social media thing and it's working for him.
Good.
Yeah. And the great thing about it was he didn't know anybody in New York, of course, this little Georgia boy.
Yeah.
And when he found out who his roommates were, they all connected on Instagram and got to know each other that way.
That's a great thing about social media.
That was great. And when we got up there to the campus, we were walking down the sidewalk toward the dorm, and this group of boys that I didn't know started running towards us and yelling, Adam, Adam.
Oh,
they knew who he was, even though they had never met.
That is a neat story. I like that.
So yeah, there's definitely positives.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Do you have any advice to younger parents that are raising kids that are just becoming teenagers?
Oh gosh.
Like my kids, my older kids, they didn't get a phone till they were about 13. And then it kind of got younger,
right?
Because it just is more common and we're more accepting of it. Chase got his first one when he was 9 or 10, and a lot of parents would tell me that that's stupid.
But it depends on the family and the situation.
Right.
Chandler got for his first one when he was 12. We made him wait till he was 12. And now I'm wishing it was 13. That was the year that everything went down. But then with Grayson, we had gotten rid of our home landline, and I was working. His dad was working. He was going to be home by himself when he got out of school. So I didn't want him to be home with no way to get in touch with us. So when he was 10, he got his first phone.
And that makes total sense.
Yeah. I thought it did.
Yeah, because how can you have your child out of touch with the world?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think, things are different. How old is Chandler? 19?
Chandler's 19. He'll be 20 in June.
Okay. So things are really different than they were 9 or 10 years ago.
Yes.
What they can get into. So I know,
Yeah, because smartphones were like just coming out. Back then.
Yeah, I think so. Because I remember Chase, when he was about a year old, I still had a Razor flip phone. And then I got an iPhone right after that. So that's right around that time when we texted and had to push one button several times to get the right letter.
And then capital letters, you're like, I don't even know how to do
I know. We just have to abbreviate everything. Yeah. So yeah, kids definitely don't have that. But now there's so many apps that, young kids can communicate with. So would you tell parents to monitor it more than you did, or what?
Yes.
Because I don't know what the right answer is.
I mean, I'm sure there's all kinds of new parent controls that didn't exist when he was going through all of this, where he can't just download an app without having permission to download the app.
Yeah.
Because we had no idea that he had downloaded this texting app.
Right. Yeah, because you wouldn't even suspect it. There's no reason to suspect it. So why would you check for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would think parental controls over the apps that they are allowed to download. I don't know. I still don't feel like I should be reading every text my kids write. And I know a lot of parents disagree with that, but I do feel like kids need a little bit of independence.
I agree.
And need to work through things on their own.
Yeah, I've seen some parents who, everybody chooses to parent differently. It all ends up probably they're all fine.
Yes.
I know a lot of parents have disagreed with ways that I've handled things because I'm a pretty laid back parent. I'm not that parent that hovers, and hovering's not always a bad thing. But I've seen kids that are kind of smothered in high school and then they go to college and it's like, woohoo!
Let loose. And
yeah, but on the flip side, my kids did that too. So I don't know if it makes any difference or not.
Hopefully that you just pray that they all end up okay, no matter how we choose to parent them.
Yes. Yeah, I think one of our mottos when our oldest went away to college, and we were joking, but we just said, hopefully he will stay out of jail and won't get anybody pregnant and just get that degree.
Yes.
The rest is icing on the cake.
That's all of our prayers.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let me go to you a little bit. So you are this like Renaissance woman.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah, I mean, you're so into so many different things. You were a teacher. So what grade did you teach?
For 17 years, I taught elementary. So I taught all subjects. I taught first grade for many years, and I taught third grade for many years.
Okay, so you're a saint.
It's very rewarding, but they wear you out.
Oh, yeah. I can't even imagine.
And just the whole teaching profession is very stressful. Now it's much more stressful than it was. So,
yeah, I only taught for 1 year. That's it. I'm a wimp.
It takes a very special person to hang in there till the end.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Right.
I wasn't that person.
But I remember hearing wonderful things about Miss Riggs from Bascom. So you were good when you did it.
Thank you. Thank you.
But how did you manage everything? You've got 2 kids. You've got one kid that's super busy, and the other kid, I'm sure Grayson was super busy. He kept you just busy in different ways. Yeah. And then, now you've got your real estate business, and you are a co-owner of a theater company.
Well, theater is my passion.
Yeah.
Theater is what I would have chosen if theater makes any kind of money.
Right. That's how I feel about writing.
Yes. So I have to have that in my life somehow all the time. I've always been involved with theater. And a few years ago, a group of us decided, hey, we've done all these shows together. Wouldn't it be fun to produce our own show? And to do that, why don't we form our own company? And then, so we did a couple of shows, just us. And then we ended up getting the opportunity to have our own subleased space on the square in Marietta. And because of that space opportunity, it opened up the doors for a whole season of shows.
Wow.
So we are now in our second season. We do 5 musicals a year. We're about to open our final show of our second season.
Okay.
And we'll start our third season in August.
That's very exciting.
So it's fun. It's a whole new learning curve being on the production side. I've always only performed. So learning the business side of theater is challenging. Luckily, we have a great group of people with us.
Okay.
Marietta Theater, Marietta Theatra, R-E.
Theatra, yes.
MariettaTheater.com.
Yes, definitely
Check
look
us out.
that up. Yeah. Yeah. So, you mentioned that you would have done theater if that had made any money. Do you think that if you had been born in this era and you were growing up with the social media, do you think it would have been easier for you to make money at it, to market yourself?
I don't know. I mean, theater, there are so many amazingly talented people out there. And now having a theater company, I see it even more. People, that are coming into audition who have, just gotten off of a tour on a cruise ship and are coming to audition for us, where they're barely going to make their gas money back. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just the industry is, it's just one that there's not enough making money opportunities as there are people who are crazy talented.
And then you have people that can become famous for not having any talent on reality shows or
yes,
YouTube.
And you're like, what? Where'd this come from?
I know. I know of someone locally who has just started a new YouTube series, whatever. It's just like every day. And I can't remember what it's about. It's like comic books or something like that. And he's making bank just talking about comic books.
Crazy.
And then there's people like you that, super talented and have so much to offer in theater and entertainment. And, people like me, I write books. I want people to buy my books, but yet, other people are just
maybe
talking.
YouTube channel.
I know. Let's do it together. What can we talk about?
All right.
We'll talk about two moms talking about comic books. That could be quite a gimmick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our kids.
Yeah. Well, there's that too. There's a lot going on, I guess, in this whole social media thing and connecting with people. And it's good to get different perspectives from different people. So I appreciate you being here to talk with me about this.
Thank you. This was fun.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
If you like this podcast so far, please continue following along by tapping the subscribe button wherever you listen to podcasts. If you really liked it, go on, be awesome, and leave a rating and a review. Find me on all social media too by searching Sheryl with an S, Parbhoo, that's Parbhoo. Thanks for listening to Southern Life Indian Wife.
Do you have $1 hanging out in your pocket right now? Do you also have a phone in there? Well, with the 7-Eleven app, you can use that $1 on any size hot beverage, including all coffee blends, hot chocolate, and lattes. Then you can make it yours with any combination of dairy and non-dairy creamers, flavors, and sweetener combinations. Coffee your way for just $1 with the 7-Eleven app, plus tax where applicable, only at participating 7-Eleven locations.